Obake no Q Taro Wan Wan Panic brings us something new for Famidaily. This is the first game where we're going to see major changes between the Japanese and US version of a game. I'm not going to dwell on those too long since this is a video catalog of Famicom games, but it's helpful to know that when Bandai brought this game to the US, they replaced the main character and called it Chubby Cherub. Obake no Q Taro is a very long-running children's cartoon. One of those shows that gets hundreds of episodes that nobody really cares too much about. Obake refers to any kind of shape-shifting spirit, and one of the jokes in the series is that Q-Taro can't shape-shift. The show is basically about a mischievous but kind of friendly ghost who lives with a suburban family. Even as someone who pokes a bit into the foundational Japanese comics of the 1960s, I can't muster up a lot of enthusiasm for Q-Taro. The Wan Wan Panic of the title could be loosely translated as Bark Bark Panic. One of the goofy things about Q-Taro is that he's scared of dogs, and dogs provide the main enemy for the game. Your goal on every stage is to go from left to right, eventually reaching a stopping point where you have to collect all the food and revealing a hidden item. Collect the hidden item and keep going to the end of the stage, where you grab food to open these windows and eventually reveal the character who you give the item to. One of the more interesting things in the game is that each stage is a day, and the time limit reflects that. You set out at 8 AM and you have until 8 PM to deliver the item. The sky changes throughout the day as well, and when you die, it tends to set the clock to 5 PM. Q-Taro can fly by pressing B when you jump. You have a constantly depleting health gauge, and it goes down faster as you fly. The way you recover is by eating any of the food that's scattered around the stage. Flying is much faster than walking, and you have an easier time dodging things too. So it's easier to fly, move fast, and collect food than it is to walk around and try to conserve your energy. Eating these lollipops gives you 4 Gao bullets. Pressing A will fire once, where Q-Taro just shouts Gao and tries to scare off dogs. You can also find these Q marks behind food sometimes. Collecting one of those makes you invulnerable for about 5 seconds. You lose that invulnerability when you shoot a Gao bullet. The dogs tend to be pretty fast and home in on Q-Taro, but the real threat are the ones that shoot at you. They shoot often enough that it's really hard to get in there with your own shot. So instead, you look for an invulnerability to let you get close enough to hit, or you just fly over them. There's 12 stages in all in Obake no Q Taro, but this is another game where there's no ending. It just loops back to the beginning once you're done. The visual design in Obake no Q Taro is just a mess. Knowing what you can walk on and pass through is something you can only find out through trial and error. There's a lot of things that look like they should be part of the background that are just in your way for no good reason. They don't block the dogs though. Also frustrating are the ends of stages. The person you're delivering the item to is randomly placed, and behind other windows could be dogs that can shoot at you. So you can reach the end and just have a dog pop out at random and hit you. Everything in the game is one-hit kill, so surprises like that are really not fun. The most fun thing about Obake no Q Taro Wan Wan Panic isn't the game itself. The strategy guide is in a comic format. This is the first time we've seen that on the Famicom. It's never the most popular of formats, but it turns up from time to time. One more thing about this game. Similar to other Bandai games at the time, 100 golden cartridges were made and given away as prizes. This is a real Famicom holy grail. In Japan, the game is best remembered for being crazy difficult and also not very good. And I can definitely agree with that assessment. I don't see myself ever returning to play this one.